Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nancy Mader, and I am the Director of Transition Projects here at the Federation for Children with Special Needs. Today is Transition Tuesday, so here I am. I hope everybody is hanging in there. This is a lot, so I'm trying to just plant a few things in your vision to help you kind of navigate some things right now. So today we're going to talk about transition timelines. So this is something that you can Google. I'm the kind of person I need a checklist. I need something to be in my calendar. If it's not in my calendar, it isn't happening. I miss phone calls or meetings if they're not in my calendar. So I'm a checklist person. So this is research that has been done for you by someone else, so you don't have to keep looking at things. So I think my favorite transition checklist or timeline is from the ARC of Massachusetts. It's so good. It's so good because it's really detailed, and also it starts at age 13. So you, thank you, Mary Beth. So you can pick this up, you can print it off. So this is the tiniest of prints right here because I wanted to fit it on a regular sheet of paper, but the regular one's really big, and you can look at it and you can comb through which things you need to do. Like if you have a 12-year-old, go to the ARC website, I will link it, and you can print it out and you can see short term what you need to do and then long term. I think it can be overwhelming to read the whole thing, but I also think it's really good to know what's coming up, what you need to prepare for. So, narrowing down like, okay, this is what we have to do this year or in the next 2 or 3 years, and this is something that needs to be done long term. So I highly recommend the ARC. Then we talked last week about the Turning 18 checklist from Autism Housing Pathways. It's a really great list. So the thing about transition timelines here in Massachusetts is Nicole, yes, this is good for 8-year-olds too. Print it out so you can see what you need to do in the future. I mean, the earlier, the better for me. I think about transition for my little guy who's on an IEP, thinking about those things, always talking about them. So yes, print it out now, just so you know what's coming up, so you know how to prepare for when they transition, into high school out of 8th grade. Everything changes in high school, things are different. And then if they go to an 18 to 22 program, things are different there, or if they go to college. So thinking about transition, again, how I think about it is a retirement plan. So start thinking about these things that are coming up, preparing your young person for these changes so they don't all happen at once. And then, they have behavioral issues or they're confused or whatever it is. It's a process. So you can have it all change at once, or you can glide into it a little bit easier. So that Turning 18 checklist is a great way to, think ahead. The timeline from the ARC, love it. DDS has a timeline, so you can kind of get on there and see which one you think works best for you or how you see things. What you can also do is collect a few and make yourself a chart. So that's kind of how I see things. I like it, to say like, I need this, this, and this, put it in maybe like an Excel spreadsheet so that I can check it off. I love to check stuff off. Makes me feel so good. So looking at these timelines, these checklists, find the one that you like and go with it, or find a few that you like, make your own, put things in a calendar, figure out things that you need to do for your child, because every child's going to be different and every child isn't going to need everything on that timeline. But where I was heading a minute ago was in Massachusetts, the checklist will have something called this Chapter 688 referral should happen. So that's not in every state. That is very specific to our state, and it's specific to young people who are on IEPs who will need adult services. So that's the school's referral. That is who the IEP team thinks, the adult agency, the IEP team thinks that child should go to, that student should go to. So noting that, so make sure that 688 referral is in there. So if you have a student who is going to go to school until their 22nd birthday, that 688 referral will be, around probably like 19ish, so that when they leave at school at 22, whatever their adult services agency they're going to go to knows they're coming. Then you turn in the application, and then it's a smoother transition to adult services. If you have a young person who will need adult services, who is going to graduate when they're 18 or 19, that referral will happen sooner. So like the ARC one, I love, because at every stage it reminds families of that Chapter 688 referral. So look at timelines. I'm going to put them in the comments, okay? And find the one that works best for you. Make your own, whatever you need to do, but I think it's just a better way to narrow things down. Sorry, there's like some commotion here at my house. Now I have to get myself back on track. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So I'm going to put them in the comments, the links to these timelines. Just start thinking about things. And I think the earlier you start thinking about these things, the better you are prepared, the less frantic things seem, and the less overwhelming, because this is really overwhelming. Thinking about when your young person with a disability is leaving high school and starting, day program, college, a job, without a school that knows that person. Our kids who leave high school, everybody in that school knows that person. Everyone who deals with them every day knows what they like, knows what they dislike, knows what their accommodations are, knows what they need. So we have to prepare them. And these timelines are a really good way to prepare yourselves and to prepare them. So I hope everyone's hanging in there. This is such a tough time. So take care of yourselves. Maybe just your own transition timeline, your own checklist, or just special things that you can do for yourselves and your family to help, put a little happiness in your lives. My family yesterday, we picked up chips and salsa from our favorite Mexican restaurant and had a little happy hour. And it was awesome. Everyone felt so happy, and it kind of just felt normal and a little bit fun for, a minute. And, we played Uno and had chips and salsa that tasted like a restaurant, like so delicious. So just think about doing some of those things in your life right now that, don't cost a lot of money and aren't that challenging to do, and, make you feel a little bit delightful. So take care, everyone. I will link all these timelines into the comments. Put in a Google search. If what I link doesn't work for you, search it. Or again, like I said, make your own. Find what you need and put it in a spreadsheet, and keep track of it that way. So take care. See you next week.